if there is a continued abstention from work, despite the above facilities which have been directed to be put into place, there may be a likelihood of adverse actions being adopted in the future, which may best be obviated by the return to work. We are giving you 2 days. We have asked them within these 2 days for them to take necessary steps. That's why we didn't say today. We have given until 5 p.m. tomorrow, right? Anyway, look, we are not here to either lend a ear to the politicization of the matter or other. All that we want to, we want to ensure that due security and safety is provided to the doctors, but equally, the young doctors must now return to work and attend to their patients. What is happening on the ground? All that we want to assure the doctors is first return to work. We have said that the district collectors and the superintendents of police will monitor the situation. They shall provide adequate facilities to ensure their safety and security. They must now come back to work. You can't say that, well, others are on work, therefore we will not work. Do not return to work.
Yes.
Then please don't hold anybody responsible if disciplinary action is taken, because then we can't prevent any government.
Willing to work.
Have not been able to provide us enough safety. So why is he telling that we should be getting back to work? Who is he to tell this without providing us the basic things we had demanded? The state government has been telling that they have initiated every step to provide us safety, but I personally and many of us have not seen so many CCTV cameras installed or duty rooms created. We have not witnessed.
After today's Supreme Court hearing, we are deeply disheartened and aggrieved. We observe that there has been no progress in the investigation of the horrific rape and murder of Abhaya, which was taken over by the CBI. From High Court to Supreme Court and from Kolkata Police to CBI, the investigation has been handed around, yet justice remained distant. Moreover, we saw that the state government and its lawyer, Kapil Sibal, playing a disgraceful role in trying to stop and malign our movement by any means. They claim that due to the junior doctors' strike, people are dying and patient services are being disrupted. We want to have junior doctors on strike. How can the entire healthcare system be said to be collapsing? This indicates that the government is spreading falsehoods and misleading the Supreme Court. We believe that this is a nefarious government effort to tarnish our movement and mislead the massive public support for it. We condemn Kapil Sibal and the Health Department, including the Health Minister, for this vile attempt to mislead the Supreme Court. We want to remind both the government and the Supreme Court that junior doctors are not the main pillar of healthcare system. They are merely trainees. If we accept the government statistics as true, and then if the healthcare system collapses due to the junior doctors' strike alone, it actually highlights the severe shortage of senior doctors, nurses, and healthcare infrastructure in government hospitals. In reality, Shondeep Ghosh was given only a nominal show cause notice after CBI arrest. The reasons for suspension of Ovigte and Virupakha Vishwas have not been mentioned. Such big suspension orders will be challenged and taken down in court. This appears to be nothing more than a facade to pacify public anger. We demand that strict disciplinary action be taken against Shondeep Ghosh and the Health Department suspend Ovigte and Virupakha Vishwas with proper justification. From the first day of movement, we have raised demands concerning safety. We have requested separate restrooms and bathrooms for on-duty doctors, adequate security personnel, CCTV and female security personnel for women, doctors' restroom and proper security measures outside wards and OT rooms. However, we want to remind that merely increasing police presence and separating doctors' rooms will not ensure safety. Ensuring proper patient services in government hospitals is essential to guarantee the safety of doctors and healthcare workers. The extensive corruption within the health system is present at all levels. There are numerous vacancies in the health system and in the peripheral medical colleges are in a devastating state without advanced infrastructures or staff appointments. The healthcare system does not solely run on doctors, it also involves GDAs, technicians, nurses and doctors, all of whom are integral. Long-term permanent appointments are not being made for GDAs or technicians. Temporary workers are being hired instead, causing various problems. In our daily experience, we know that there is no proper reference system in the state's health system. There is no central reference system, no initiative to digitize the medical services in colleges, no facility managers listening to patient issues.
First of all, we are not afraid of adverse reaction at this moment because we are more afraid for our life. We COPGD. She has been brutally murdered and raped. And most importantly, we have been demanding justice for her. And next, we have been demanding safety for her. But in today's proceedings and throughout in this 1 month, we are assured that the evidence have been tampered, and we don't even know if justice will be provided to her. And nextly, we have been demanding for our safety. The representation of the state government has been telling that they have initiated every step to provide us safety, but I personally and many of us have not seen so many CCTV cameras installed or duty rooms created. We have not witnessed anything. So, first of all, justice has not been provided. We are not sure who is the culprit. And second of all, they have not been able to provide us enough safety. So, why is he telling that we should be getting back to work? Who is he to tell this without providing us the basic things we had demanded?
A doctor has been murdered and raped, okay, but all the senior doctors are giving all the services since the first day of the protest started, okay. Only as junior doctors are only a certain percentage of doctors who are on the strike, and still there are newses which are floating like they are saying that many patients died due to medical negligence or something like this. But this is not true. We are giving all the services. The senior doctors are giving all the services only, and we the junior doctors are also running the Abhaya clinic, and many huge number of patients are attending there. Okay, so and what the Supreme Court has said, I will say that that will be discussed in a general board meeting, and whatever decision will be taken regarding joining in the duties. Okay, so I cannot comment too much about this. We can only know after the meeting.
For which the protest was done, for which we were protesting, that is the justice for Abhaya and also the security and safety of the doctors. Like just now in the Supreme Court it was stated that why aren't the doctors returning to work, although CISF have been deployed here. But RG Kar is not the only hospital in the state. And also if CISF is deployed here, what about the rest of the hospitals? Doctors are getting regular threats. Because we are protesting, we are getting regular threats. We don't know from whom, I mean I don't want to name, but we are getting regular threats. So tell me, how can we join, I mean we can restart the work if we have such threats coming on regularly upon us.
So would also say that if doctors are not returning to work and disciplinary action taken against them, Supreme Court can't help in that.
Regarding that, I cannot say anything concrete because everything has been decided through meetings. So let us see, we will have meetings today and we will decide the next course of our protest.